Theo.
Hello and good morning, you two. How are you doing?
What's going on, brother? Good.
I am so proud of the fact that you have brought this story forward because so many of these stories have gone silenced and unseen in newspapers. This is going to create emotion and it's going to create conversation outside of the flat screen.
Yeah, you just made that sound beautiful. I would watch the movie after that.
That's the purpose. That's the intent here.
Yeah, man.
Spark conversation.
Well, Bosco, you've got a story here that reaches well beyond what you went through as an experience. It's almost like that God wanted you to go through the experience so that others can change, because you are reaching out with Chasing Freedom Foundation and so many other groups. You had to experience it before you could affect other people's lives.
That's true. And when I was going through it, I thought it was the worst thing that could be happening to me. I thought my life was over. I'm cursed. But when you come out of it, you realize that all of it served a purpose. And so today I'm living that purpose and taking everything that happened to me and using that as motivation and inspiration for me to fulfill that purpose.
Aubrey, how did you prepare for a role like this? Because it really goes deep into the soul.
Right. I spent a lot of time with our fabulous director and writer, Nicholas Manuel Pino. And we started working on this during the pandemic, essentially preparing the role during the pandemic. So we did a lot of Zoom calls, in like 7 to 8 hour blocks of just like analyzing the script, going through each beat, really understanding the why and the who, what, when, where, hows of what's really going on in the film. And I think that really translates on screen. Like we really spent a lot of time working on this story. And I just can't wait for people to see it and for people to learn more about Bosco himself.
Quawntay, what's really neat about this, you pull the lens back on this story and you put fatherhood ahead of all things. That is a story.
Yeah, because it's really important. I think what a child experiences from the time they're born up into the age of 8 or 9 plays a big role in how they're going to actually turn out. And so us as parents, we play a major role in society because, the impact that we have on our kid can resonate through them out into the overall world. And I think in order for us to make this world a better place, a lot of it starts there in the household with parents. And so I wanted to be that parent. I didn't want, growing up without a father and realizing how it played a role in my upbringing, I did not want to repeat that cycle. Yep. And I found myself in prison repeating it.
Aubrey, so much of the story takes place, but for the viewer who's going to check this out on Peacock, how much of the story is really played out? Do you go through the entire process, or is it just a part of Bosco's life?
Well, they're going to have to see the movie, of course. Right. I'm not going to give away too much, but, to say that Bosco's, it's a part of his life, like his life story is to me an American classic. It speaks to what it is to be a Black man in America.
Yes.
Yes, it's definitely a part of his life. It definitely, there's more to tell. And, after watching this movie, I know that, everyone is going to want to know even more about him. And, that was the reason to make this movie.
I want viewers to look up the word perseverance, loyalty, dedication, and passion, Bosco, because you really display that with your life story here. Because, for you had a vision, you knew what you wanted to do, but how did you keep so strong in an area of your life where people wanted to bring you down?
I think it's when either you can lay down or you can get up.
Yep.
It's one of those situations. You get knocked down and you realize you can't go any further down. So it's like if you want to lay down and that's how you want your legacy to be defined, then you just lay down. But if you want something greater, you just get up. And that's the state of mind that I had, is that I had been through so much in my life. I had experienced so much hardship that it got to the point that hardship was normal.
Yeah.
And hardship didn't affect me or impact me like it impacted many other people who didn't experience it on a daily basis like I did. And I think part of that is what gave me this resilient spirit, because even throughout it, I always knew that I wanted something greater. I was always a dreamer. And when you're a dreamer, if you're landing big, you're going to say, hey, this is what I want. This is where I'm going to go. And it's just about having ambition to chase those dreams. And that's something that I had.
Wow, Aubrey, listen to that emotion that he carries with him. For you to play that role, I mean, you had to have been a student to learn more from just being next to him.
Let me tell you one thing about Bosco. Anytime you're in a room with him, you become a student. So I think that says a lot about who he is as an individual. You know what I mean? I say all the time, I'll put his brain up against anybody. If we could dig up Einstein right now, I think he has a good chance. But yeah, man, it's just my brother. You know what I mean? I did not expect after taking this role that he would be someone that would be a huge part of my life, you know, even after the movie. And I know that he will be. And yeah, it was just, you know, it was just learning from him the way he is. We see a lot of ourselves in each other. So, you know, it's kind of like looking at, you know, my big brother in the mirror and kind of watching and learning from his mistakes and learning from everything he does right. You know what I mean? And, you know, even like before we even shot the movie, he was coming to the studio when I was recording music. You know what I mean? Like he's even featured on my album that's dropping later this year. So it's like we've created a bond that goes beyond, you know, what a film can do. You know what I mean? And I'm just blessed enough that he trusted me to tell a story.
You're a teacher and a leader right now in Bosco, in the way that there are a lot of men and women that are getting a free life right now. But when they're set out here in this world that's really kind of wacky and out of control, they need leaders that are going to say, let's sit down and work on this. Let's straight it forward here. We've got to keep this thing straight and forward.
Yeah, and it's something that keeps me in check.
Yeah.
It keeps me balanced, just knowing that other people are watching, other people are looking at me as a leader. And that's something that every day that I wake up, I realize that I have to stay focused on the mission here. And the mission here is to be an inspiration and to show people that we can overcome anything if we have that mindset and if we come together.
Wow. The name of the movie is Bosco. It is on Peacock. I can't thank you guys enough for giving yourself permission to make this movie and to create this story. And there needs to be more of this available to us on an everyday basis.
Thank you for having us, man. Thank you.
Thank you. You guys be brilliant today. You be brilliant, okay?
You too, bro.
That's right. Be brilliant.
Have a good one.
Appreciate you.